Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blogging 101. This is Mani Karthik here. This is sort of like a daily series I'm beginning right now where I'll be taking questions on blogging and related topics. A lot of people ask me questions on email and otherwise. So today I have a question from Rajat. So he basically asks me, how do you stay motivated with blogging? Because it's so easy to get demotivated, and what is your passion, what keeps you going? Before I get to the answer, let me just remind you that I do a lot of blogging. I've been doing from the last 10 plus years. I blog on manikarthik.com and dailyseoblog.com, and I quit my job in US to pursue my interest in blogging. So here I am in my studio in Kochi in India. Yeah, so I'm just trying to see if I can use videos to kind of engage with you guys and talk to you guys about blogging and related stuff. So Rajat's question, like I mentioned, was about how do I stay motivated and how do I keep myself going with blogging when, because a lot of times when things don't go so well. My answer to that would be there are two ways you can keep yourself motivated. One is the money factor, and second is your passion for blogging, right? Now, with money, as you already know, when you're starting out with blogging, it's really difficult to get that, get those numbers coming in because it takes a lot of time and patience before anything starts to work out on your blog and you start getting gigs and advertisement proposals and clicks from ads and stuff like that. It takes a lot of time. For me, it was the first 2 or 3 years was just not the money factor that kept me going. It was mostly about the whole experience about learning, and like I mentioned in the other video, the whole idea about me being able to put up my thoughts or ideas about something that I cared about on the internet, and someone from halfway around the world to be able to respond to that and maybe kind of help me design that idea or take that idea to the next level, or maybe call me out and call it bullshit, whatever it is. That collaboration factor and that whole idea about getting feedback about your ideas from it could be somebody like a schoolgoer, it could be a CEO of a company. It's basically literally the world is your stage with blogging, right? Because you can put up anything on the internet and the chances of like-minded people finding you is very high. So that's how I started off blogging, and that's what kept me going for a long time, the first 3 years at least. Of course, there was money coming in. I had tried Google AdSense and a couple of other different channels for monetization. But my recommendation for young bloggers is that don't go for the money factor initially. It's not that I don't like you to. Of course, that should be your motivation. But the problem is if you keep that as your number one motivating factor, if you keep the money factor as a number one motivating thing, what might happen is that you might get demotivated because it's very difficult for that money to come in the initial few months or years. In my case, it was almost 2 to 3 years. Today, the scenario has changed for good or worse, but it actually depends on what niche you're in or what topics you're talking about, whether or not it's popular, etc. So there are a lot of moving parts there to figure out when will the money start coming in. But I think as a general rule, it will take some time before you figure that out. And up until that time, it's better not to keep the money factor as your blogging motivation, because it's really going to be hard. So instead, what you might want to do is think of it as a passion. Enjoy the whole process of blogging. There are a lot of aspects. There's a lot of networking to be done. There are a lot of cool events that happens over blogging in your locality. If it's not there, you can start up something, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a few folks interested in your locality in India or elsewhere in that case too. So enjoy that whole process more than the money factor, because when you keep putting in those efforts to network and if you have something unique to talk about, something unique to share, then there's always going to be audience who will respond to you and is willing to listen to you and help you take yourself to the next level. That's what happened to me in the initial few years. I was always networking, not because of compulsion, but I actually enjoyed it. I used to go to word camps, I used to go to local meetups, I used to network online with a lot of other bloggers. Even to this day, some of the best friends I've made online are through blogging, and like some of them I haven't met even, but we've been in talks, for a long time, through the internet, through social media, and it's pretty awesome. So keep that going, keep that motivation factor as your number one thing, and then later on, the money factor will kick in, and that's what will take over. But yeah, just to answer your question, Rajat, is that when you start blogging, try to network as much as possible with other folks, with bloggers or even bloggers in your niche. Like if you're writing about spirituality or finance, try to find bloggers from that same niche, so that since you're talking about the same topic, don't think that he might be a competitor, so you might not want to talk to him. No, it's not like that. You only become better if you network with other people, because there's always something new to learn there from others. And if you just island yourself out, not talking to anyone, thinking that only your content is awesome, that's not going to work out. I mean, today or tomorrow you will realize that that's not the truth. So that's my answer to Rajat Chakrabarti about how to stay motivated with blogging, especially in the initial days. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, do let me know in my comments. Oh, by the way, this is a new format that I'm trying. I earlier tried the DSLR format with the proper setup and 2-point lighting, 3-point lighting, and everything. But it's, to be honest with you, a lot of hassle. Like every time I set up my DSLR, something is off and the lighting is not perfect, and I have to spend like an hour setting that up and not focus on my content. So right now I'm just using a selfie stick and my phone on right on my desk. So you can see here, this is my desk. There you go. So this is my desk I'm working on, and that's the background and everything. I used to sit there with the DSLR thing. Right now it's just a lonely, sad Rubik's Cube right there. So I'll be keeping on doing this thing almost daily now, so that I can answer your questions and make quick videos. That's what matters. So all the best. Take care, and see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye bye.